Dearest Pioneer family, hello everyone. Today, I will not speak about complex code architectures or dry economic models. Today, I want to talk to you about people. At this very moment, as I look at the data on our backend, those 19 million real accounts that have passed identity verification, representing 19 million living, breathing human beings, my heart is filled with indescribably complex emotions. There is pride, because together we have completed the largest decentralized identity verification experiment in human history. But more than that, there is a deep sense of apology and responsibility. I know that for this number to be achieved, you have waited too long and endured too many grievances. From our initial attempts to solve the identity problem in 2020 to today. In 2025, the term key, know your customer, has been like a mountain standing between us and the open mainnet. It has turned the anticipation of countless people into anxiety, and even into anger. I often scroll through community comments late at night. Dr. Fan, why has my KYC been stuck for 3 years? Are you stealing our data? Why is it so hard? Isn't it just uploading an ID card? I have heard all these doubts. Today, I want to tell you, without reservation, exactly what we have done regarding KYC over these 6 years, why we had to do it this way, and the untold hardships we faced along the journey. Chapter 1. The difficult choice at the start. Why we didn't take shortcuts, 2020 to 2021. Let's turn the clock back to 2020. At that time, the Pi community was just beginning its explosive growth. We faced a life or death choice. How do we prove that the you behind the screen is a real human being and not a robot or a script from a click farm? At the time, the easiest path lay right in front of us, outsourcing. There were mature third-party verification companies on the market, like Yoti. We did indeed conduct small-scale pilots in the early days. However, we quickly did the math. The cost for these companies to verify a single user was between $2 and $5. Please calculate this with me. If we had 10 million users, how much would that be? Tens of millions of dollars. What if we had 50 million users? That would be hundreds of millions of dollars. We are a project that has not taken a single cent from venture capital VC. If we took that path, there would only be two outcomes. First, we would have to ask each of you to pay a few dollars out of your own pockets for verification. This might not be much for users in Europe or America, but for pioneers in Africa, Southeast Asia, or some developing regions, this money could be their living expenses for several days. This violated our original intention of building inclusive finance. Second, we accept VC money. But the price is that we would have to sell your data to capital, or let the project become a toy for capital, eventually reduced to a tool for harvesting everyone. Nicholas and I sat on the lawn at Stanford for a whole day. Finally, we made a decision that looked the clumsiest and hardest, but was also the most correct. We would not take shortcuts. We would build Pi's own, native, decentralized KYC system. We wanted to turn these hundreds of millions of dollars in verification costs into rewards, distributed to validators within the community, rather than giving it away to external companies. We wanted people to verify people. This kicked off our most difficult development period in 2021. We not only had to write code, but also design a complex sociological mechanism that ensured privacy was not leaked, while guaranteeing the accuracy of verification. In the history of blockchain, this had never been done before. Chapter 2. Building the Tower of Babel of Trust. The era of mass verification begins 2022. March 14th, 2022 is a day worth remembering. We officially launched the Pi KYC solution to the world on a mass scale. This was an extremely bold social experiment. We delegated the power of identity verification to pioneers who had passed verification themselves. In the Pi system, your ID document is sliced, redacted, and blurred, then distributed to random validators. One validator cannot see your name, only whether the photo shows a real person. Another validator can see if the name matches the document, but cannot see your face. It sounded perfect. But in execution, we encountered an unimaginable Tower of Babel dilemma. Do you know how many types of ID documents exist in this world? Passports, driver's licenses, national ID cards, even voter cards and tribal IDs in some countries. There are thousands of types. Each document has a different layout, security features, and language. We encountered countless unexpected problems. Some national IDs are handwritten, with scribbles that machines simply cannot recognize. Some older versions of national IDs have no expiration date. causing the system to misjudge. Some pioneers filled in nicknames or pet names during registration, leading to mismatches with the names on their IDs. Then there were lighting issues, blurry camera issues, and facial recognition failures caused by plastic surgery. Every single day, our engineers were dealing with tens of thousands of these edge cases. This is why many people felt, isn't it just uploading a photo? Why is it so slow? Because to protect every real person from being left behind, we had to patch our algorithms for the specific circumstances of every country. If we had simply set a single standard, then at least 30% of the global population, the poor, the elderly, those with non-standard IDs, would have been shut out directly. I could not accept such a result. As an anthropologist, what I want is not Kai for the elite, but Kai for everyone. Chapter 3, The War Against Greed, the Invisible Front of Anti-Cheating. 2023. 2023 was the year we fought a life and death struggle against click farm studios and cheaters. This is also the main reason why many pioneers KaiC remained in a pending status for so long. You may not know this, but behind the Pi ecosystem lies a huge black industrial chain. Some people use thousands of phones to mine day and night using scripts. Some use AI to generate fake ID photos. Some even organize real people to perform fraudulent liveness checks in front of cameras. If we let these fake accounts pass KYC, what does it mean? It means the millions or tens of millions of illegally obtained Pi in their hands would be dumped onto the market. It means the fruits of your labor from mining hard for 6 years would be instantly diluted and become worthless. It means the trust network we built would completely collapse. So, we had to guard the gate strictly. Often, your KaiC getting stuck wasn't because you did something wrong, but because your behavioral patterns or your device environment were flagged by the system as suspected risk. For example, your phone's IP address overlapped with hundreds of other accounts. Or during your liveness check, there was an unnatural pause in the video feed. To distinguish between suspected cheating and accidentally flagged good people, we introduced more complex algorithms, and even had to bring in human intervention for multiple rounds of review. This was extremely time-consuming. I admit, during this process, our algorithms were too conservative. We would rather temporarily hold up 1,000 real people than let one robot slip through, because one robot slipping through is a crime against the entire ecosystem. For those family members who were accidentally flagged, I am deeply sorry. We launched the name change appeal and unblocking program in the second half of 2023, precisely to make up for these regrets. Chapter 4, The Redemption and Acceleration of AI, the final sprint 2024 to 2025. Time has brought us to the last 2 years. To welcome the open mainnet, we knew that relying solely on human verification was not enough. Humans get tired, humans need sleep, and the application list was constantly growing. So, we began fully training a proprietary AI model for Pi. Using the hundreds of millions of anonymous verification data points accumulated over the past few years, we taught the AI how to recognize real and fake documents and how to judge liveness attacks. Just a few months ago, we completed a major technological upgrade. We integrated the underlying technology used for fast-track key into the standard process. The effect of this upgrade was immediate. It instantly shortened the queue waiting for human review by 50%. This means machines can finally share more than half of the heavy lifting from human validators. Our current system is a perfect example of human-machine collaboration. AI handles the quick processing of those 80% of standard cases, filtering out obvious fakes, while human validators focus their energy on handling the 20% of complex cases that the AI isn't sure about. Not only that, but we also launched the tentative KaiT mechanism. This was a feature I insisted on, because compliance checks in many regions are very complex and take a long time. I didn't want everyone to lose faith while waiting. So, as long as you pass the basic anti-fraud checks, we give you an orange pass status first, allowing you to migrate and experience the ecosystem, while the final compliance checks run slowly in the background. This is the balance point we found between security and humanity. Chapter 5, Facing the Community's Sharpest Doubts, my honest words having talked about the journey. I want to spend some time answering the questions that are asked most frequently and are the sharpest. Doubt 1, are you collecting our data to sell for money or giving it to governments? Answer, this is absolute nonsense and an insult to my personal academic integrity. First, Pi network uses privacy protection technology based on blockchain. The data you upload is stored on servers with multiple layers of encryption. Second, when distributed to validators who use a unique redaction privacy masking technology, your ID number, address, and other sensitive information are completely covered by black boxes. Validators simply cannot see your complete information. More importantly, we are a decentralized network. Our business model is to build ecosystem applications and generate value through the prosperity of the ecosystem, not by selling user privacy, a low-level and illegal means. If we sold data, we would have been shut down by regulators back in 2021. We wouldn't have made it to today. We guard data as we guard our own eyes. Doubt 2. Why has my KYC been stuck for 3 years with no movement? Have you given up on me? Answer. Please look into my eyes, as I promise you. We absolutely have not, and will never give up on any real pioneer. If your KYC has been stuck for a long time, it is usually for one of 3 reasons. First, your ID photo is extremely blurry, or it is a rare document type that the system cannot recognize, causing both AI and humans to be unable to make a judgment. Second, your account was flagged by algorithms as highly suspected of cheating. For example, having used scripts or multiple accounts. This requires waiting for a higher level of human review. Third, your name appeal is still in the processing queue. The new system we launched in 2025 is specifically clearing out these old backlogs. Recent data shows that hundreds of thousands of old users stuck for years are being unblocked every week. Please have a little more patience. As long as you are real, and as long as you haven't cheated, your green light will definitely turn on. Doubt 3. Why not cancel KYC completely? Bitcoin doesn't need KYC. Answer. This is a very good philosophical question. Bitcoin is the first generation of cryptocurrency, and its goal is to serve as an asset. But for Pi Network, our vision is to build a Web3 social and economic network. We don't just want a coin, we want apps, services, and real commodity transactions. Imagine this: if you hailed a car in a decentralized Uber, like app, or bought something on the decentralized Amazon, would you dare to transact with a completely anonymous account that might be a robot? KYC is not a constraint. It is Pi Network's most valuable asset. It is precisely because we have 19 million verified real humans that giants like Amazon, institutions like banks, and future AI service providers dare to integrate into our ecosystem. This is the difference between us and Bitcoin. We are building a digital society based on trust, not just a ledger. Conclusion, the final puzzle piece before Dawn family. Look back at these 6 years. From IoT to a self-developed system, from human verification to AI empowerment, from being full of loopholes to passing 19 million people. This road we traveled was too bitter, too slow, and too clumsy. I know that for this one green pass tag, you have paid with too much waiting. Some pioneers went from being college students to fathers. Some pioneers sadly passed away while waiting, with their families inheriting their accounts. Whenever I think of these things, I feel deeply guilty. But please look at the results in our hands today. We possess the universe's largest blockchain network of real identities. This is a digital Great Wall built by 19 million real souls holding hands. It is indestructible, and it is priceless. Now, with the full integration of AI technology, the final checkpoint of KYC is being cleared. The obstacles to mainnet migration are being swept away one by one. We are no longer doing KYC for the sake of KYC. We are doing it so that on the day of the open network, every single Pi flows through the hands of real human beings, not stolen by machines. In this winter of December 2025, I want to say to every family member still under review, don't be afraid, don't panic, don't give up. Our tech team isn't sleeping. Our AI is running at full speed. Your identity is your most precious scepter in this new era. We will definitely place it back into your hands, personally. Thank you for your tolerance over these 6 years. And thank you for persisting in tapping that lightning bolt, even amidst the insults. Because of you, Pi is not just a piece of code, but a great victory for humanity. Let us pack our bags and prepare to welcome that spring where everyone passes, and everything is connected. Thank you, everyone.